What's up, everyone? It's Nick with the BuzzDogs YouTube channel, and this is my $1,000 gaming PC build. So let's get started. The case I chose for this build is right here, the Cooler Master N200. I think this is a great micro ATX case. I mean, for the price, you really can't beat it. It's just a really good case overall. I'll show you this picture here. This is an awesome case. As you can see here, wide open, great airflow here. It comes standard with 220 millimeter fans. Um, yeah, it's just really great layout. Tons of cable management room behind it because of the pop out sides. Um, it also will support a Hyper 212 Evo. Uh, Great ventilation. As you can see, it has a mesh front on the side and top. Um, it has a one USB 3, two USB 2s, headphone mic, power reset. Uh, I do like the look of it. I like my minimalistic case. So there it is. Cooler Master N200. Next on the list will be the motherboard. Now, this is a great motherboard. I really like clean motherboards, ones that have a nice clean layout of all the connections and everything. And these ASRock boards for this price, you can't really beat them. They're great layout, look nice. Um, so yeah, there's a USB 3.0 front header, SATA 6 gigabytes per second, uh, right angle connectors. Sorry. It's a very nice layout. PCI Express 3.0 by 16 on the top, and then you have a bottom one for an expansion card if you ever need something else. I do wish they had PCI Express like by 2 or something uh, in the middle instead of PCI slots, but it might be something to do with the H97 chipset. It might not have that many PCI lanes, I'm not really sure, but for this kind of a build, one extra expansion slot for some kind of expansion card should be enough. Um, yeah, so there's the board. All right, the $74.99, pretty decent price. I've seen it for 65, so yeah, moving on. For the GPU, I chose the EVGA GTX 970 Superclocked. Now, this is a great card. It's been very popular since its release. For price to performance, it's just outstanding. It's based on the new Maxwell architecture. Comes standard with 4 gigabytes VRAM. Um, just an overall great card. You could even game at 1440p with this GPU. In most games, you'll be able to run on high 1440p just fine. So, moving on here, the power supply. Now, I chose the same power supply for my $800 build. Uh, I think it's a great power supply for the money. 64 bucks is a little high. Um, Normally, it has a rebate for 49.99, and it's 59.99 regular price, I believe. But it's 80 plus bronze, 3-year warranty, 49 amps on the 12 volt. Um, it's not modular, so it has quite a lot of cables, but they're sleeved, or not sleeved, but they have a sleeve around them, so it's not too ugly. And this should be plenty for a single GPU build. All right, moving on here. Now the CPU I chose is the i5 4590. So this isn't the lowest end i5. It's kind of right in the middle, kind of. It's under the standard 4690 and the 4690K, but above the really budget i5s. So yeah, this one has a turbo frequency of 3.7 gigahertz. So 4 cores and a couple turbo up to 3.7. So you should be good to go. This will run games just fine for a while to come. It's a quad core Intel. So yeah. Now for $50 more, uh, like 30-40 bucks more, you can get the Devil's Canyon Haswell. And then for like 10 bucks more, you can get the ASRock Z97M Pro 4, which is the same motherboard as this one, only with the Z97 chipset. So you could do that for like 50 bucks more and be able to overclock in the future if you want to get like a mild overclock. I wouldn't really expect to push the overclock that much with such a budget Z97 board, but you should be able to get 4.3, 4.4 pretty safely on it, as long as your chip can go that high, but don't expect to get like the highest overclock possible. The power delivery on the Z97 is like the same as this. I don't think it has that many phases. So, but yeah, you can get a overclockable i5 and get a decent bump in performance there for 50 bucks more. Um, that's probably what I would do, but for the budget, to keep it in budget, this is the processor I went with, which is a good processor still. The 3.7 gigahertz will be plenty for gaming. You'll be good with that. All right, moving on to the RAM. Uh, Now I just grabbed this RAM. The H97 supports up to 1600 megahertz, and I really love the look of these HyperX Fury DIMMs. That's why I chose it for this build because it matches pretty good. But the latency sucks on it. It's got 10 latency, like 10 28 or something like that. So I'm not sure how they couldn't get 99924, but no. So yeah, I just get whatever RAM you like best, 1600 megahertz, 99924. So moving on. Windows 8 I include with all my builds just because most people don't have it. But if you have a key or know where to get one, or want to use Linux or SteamOS, feel free. And something funny, today Windows jumped $20 in price, which is pretty odd, and I don't remember seeing that happen very much. So yeah, that's why the build's $50 over budget right now. I've actually had this build in my wish list, one of my wish lists, for like a month or more, and it's been a constant $999. So this definitely is $1,000 build. Just a couple things went up in price, and that's why it's 1051. All right, the SSD I chose is the Silicon Power S60. This is the SSD I choose for everything, really. Normally it's $99, and it's been $99 for over a month. So, but it's I'll go over some of the specs here. It has 550 megabyte read, 500 write, good IOPS. Actually, a 5-year warranty. It's like a 3+2 when you register the product. So great budget SSD. I can't really see spending more than you have to on SSD as long as the performance is there. Uh, because in less than a year they're going to be cut in half in price. Feel like an idiot for buying like really expensive one. So I'd say get the best price per gig one you can find, really with good reviews and stuff. So yeah, here is the build. Normally it's $1,000. Great build. This is great for if you just want to build a PC and get right to it, because pretty straightforward. Should be really easy for a first timer to put together. The processor will just work right out of the box with this motherboard. No BIOS updating or anything like that. Yeah, good $1,000 build. So, thank you for watching. This is Nick with the BuzzLux YouTube channel. Stay tuned. I'm gonna be coming up with a $1,500 build, and my peripheral choices as of the beginning of 2015. So, thanks again. Later.